today when I see that smile come my way. And it's hard for me with a concrete chin to get knocked down, get up again. I don't want to stay behind these walls, I don't want to wait for him to call me. I just want to take the time it takes to make him know. If only I had one chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see. You and I will always have one more chance and one more laugh, one more smile that makes us sad. Days go by and 3 more weeks, and I'm stuck behind these memories. And it's hard for me to just let go, to just move on and start again. I don't want to stay behind these walls, I don't want to wait for him to call me. I just want to take the time it takes to make him know. If only I had one chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see. You and I will always have one more chance and one more laugh, one more smile that makes us. I want the world around me stop spinning around. All the lights around me fade and flickers out. If you say you need me, don't say it's over now. One chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see. You and I will always have one more chance. One chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see that you and I will always have just one more chance. You and me. You and me. You and me. You and me.
One Chance by Sabrina Fallah. And guess what? We have Sabrina here live at Tampa Bay FM. How are you, Sabrina?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me tonight.
We're real happy to have you. We've been trying to put this together for a few months. Just couldn't get our timing right.
Yes.
And then I was afraid the hurricane was going to screw it up again,
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's awful, eh?
Well,
the weather now, eh?
Well, we were fortunate here. Things kind of changed when it hit Naples, and by the time we got to Fort Myers, we were good, and some other people weren't so lucky. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about you.
Right.
For those of you who are not familiar with Sabrina, she's an independent artist out of Ottawa, Ontario. She's been all over the place, so I'm not sure where she hails at this point. But
I'll explain that later on about what I'm up to next. But let's get this going, eh? You want to play some songs, talk about some music?
Oh yeah, we want to get the story behind the story. We're going to ask we're going to get these incriminating questions. But before we get into that, I know that you do a lot of live performances, from what I understand.
I love the stage.
Yeah, a lot of venues. I love
performing, so yeah.
Do you have a particular type of venue or a particular place you like most?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I love festivals because it's outside, you see a lot of people, and it's beautiful, and the stage is bigger and the sound system is like major. So I love going outside to perform. I like performing inside, but I feel in the summertime outside, you're with the crowd, you know. But inside, I feel you're all squished and it's hard to see everybody if the lights are dim. So it depends. I prefer outdoor performances.
Well, plus you get a lot more people into the outdoors.
Yes, and also people around from the outside can hear you too because of the sound. So more people hear you outside also.
Yeah, and then they wander in if they can get in.
If they like you or like what they hear, they just go around the stage and see it. On the streets, they can hear you. It's amazing how many people can actually hear you from far away.
Well,
because of the sound system, it goes out, right?
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Living in Canada, though, that kind of narrows you down to about 1 month a year of performances, right? You need to move down here to Florida.
Maybe 3 months of warm weather. The rest is like cold and icy.
Yeah,
but we're very lucky right now. The weather is very warm in the fall, and this is never how it is. So this year we're having an extra month of heat.
Well, we set that up special for you as a reward for joining us here at Tampa Bay FM.
Yes.
Yeah, we shipped you some of our heat. Getting back to the venues, what was your strangest one?
Like one that completely messed up, or like a weird one, like I felt odd?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm not going to say the venue's name, obviously.
No, I'm not asking that.
They promoted the show, everything. I promoted it. I brought people in. But when I got there, there was nobody there.
Did they forget to sell tickets?
It was more of a pay at the door kind of thing. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to perform for my family as I do every night.
Well, why not?
And I performed for the bar guy. So it was like, okay, I got a drink. I got a free drink in the end. But that was weird because normally there are people there at 10 o'clock at night wanting to drink.
That's kind of bizarre. Maybe they forgot to unlock the door.
Week for me. I don't know. That was weird.
Maybe they forgot.
It's okay. I still did it.
Hey.
So I put it in my press kit. It's done.
There you go. They probably just forgot to unlock the front door. That's why you didn't have anybody in there.
Oh. Who knows what went wrong? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was weird because normally I walk into a venue and it's packed. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Totally,
Maybe
knowing your music,
day.
I totally understand that.
It happens for businesses. So.
Well.
It's not. Yeah.
Well, just out of curiosity, this is kind of getting off the track a little bit, but particularly since you perform live so often, which is, let's face it, even the mainstreams, they tend to gravitate more to the studio than they do on stage, unless they're on a big tour. Why do you like the live performances so much?
Because you get to interact with the crowd, and the thing about me is when I'm singing for people and they enjoy it, I want to sing more, and then it helps me build confidence more because I know I'm doing it well. I feel like I'm doing it well. And also, you don't know what's going to happen, right? You might get encores, people might sing with you. I just love the interact. I don't know. I just don't want to get off the stage.
Okay.
Honestly, I just when I'm on stage and then I have a set time, I follow it. But sometimes if I get an encore, I would look at the people backstage and say, can I do the encore? And they say, okay, because sometimes if you have a set time, you can't do encores. But at festivals, they allow you to.
Well, you need to learn to do what I do. When I've got a show coming on after me and I really have a good show going and I'm really into it, I just remind the person coming up next that I have the mic until I give it up.
Right.
And if you do that, then you can carry on as long as you want. You may not go back to that venue anymore, but you'll be able to go as long as you want that night.
Yeah.
Or
Definitely.
they'll unplug the mic, one or the other. Do you do anything special to get into the mood to get on that stage and perform, or is it just in you and you just step on and you're there?
If I'm having a bad day, I have to like shake myself off. But I go on stage, I introduce myself and then the song, and then after I sing a couple lines or a verse and a chorus, I'm in.
So
I just need to start a bit. I don't start with a fast song first. I start with the slow song to get myself adjusted to the crowd and the venue, and then the next song is like, oh, okay, I got this. I got it now. But because I perform so much, I know what to do now.
Oh.
But just so you know, being nervous on stage is not bad. It's actually helping you to do better. Don't go on stage and say, I'm not nervous. Oh, you gotta be nervous in some way. It's good to have a bit of that in you.
So,
It's gonna make you feel, okay, I have to do this. I'm gonna do this right. Like, I just love having that energy, a bit of a nerve in me.
So the difference between you and other performers is you're honest.
I'm not a relaxed person. So before I go on stage, I'm like, I have to remember everything. And then I get on stage, I'm like, why was I so worried?
Yeah, it just comes to you, right?
I did well to prove to myself. So this helps me. It might not help somebody else, but that helps me. It depends on the person. So
right. Okay. Well,
yep.
what I want to do, I want to move on to a track here, but I want you to, give us a little background on it. We're gonna go to Frontline here shortly, but
yeah. Awesome.
I want to hear, because I know there's a story behind this, and there's a story behind the story. So I'm just going to sit back and listen.
There's always a story behind the story.
Well, I can't wait to hear this one, so have at it.
Okay, so I wrote that song I released it in August 2015, so I wrote it in 2015, obviously. And I co-wrote it with somebody in Vancouver, and I met her through a songwriting association of Canada, and I wrote her saying, I'm looking for somebody to write a song. I need a rock song. I want to go record it. So she showed me some of her stuff, and I liked what she's done. But then I told her I needed a bit edgier, because she does different styles. So I told her I needed edgier. I wanted like Green Day, Bon Jovi, Billy Idol. I wanted like really screechy and just rock it out, rock it. So then she said, okay, what do you want to write about? So I told her, well, I was going through a hard time back then, and with having support from people, which I'm not going to say names, for my music, and I wanted to write a song to stand up for yourself and to go for your dreams. And if you're not going to come with me, I'm going to go. So go for the front line. I'm going to go up that mountain, and I'm going to go make it. I'm going to succeed. I don't need you in my life. If you don't want to support me, I don't care. I'm going for my dreams. So I wanted to write a song about that, so people don't give up on their dreams. And so it was a very easy song to write, because we wanted to make it fun too, not just trying to have an attitude. We wanted to be a little bit danceable, so people could have fun with it. And so she wrote a verse, I wrote a verse, and then we wrote it together, and then we edited it. But she did the music because I wanted her to put her feel in it, because she had the idea, and I just loved it. And then I just recorded on my iPhone over her track, and then I'm like,
Well,
I need a producer.
I was just going to say, somehow Chris Burkett got a hold of it. Yeah.
So what happened with Chris Burkett was I was going to a Songwriters Association meeting one day at night, and my mom and I were walking around Toronto trying to find it. But we thought it was that building, or it was the other building. Toronto is so big, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I saw this guy parking his bike on the side of the road, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm looking for this meeting. And then he's like, sorry, I just completely forgot what I was about to say. I told him, I'm looking for this meeting. Are you going to it? Do you know where it is? He's like, oh yes, it's right in front of you. Just go into this building. And then he said, so, well, what are you looking for? I said, oh, that's interesting. Well, I'm actually here to meet songwriters, but I'm looking for a producer to record a song. And then out of the blue, he gives me the card for Chris Burkett and says, this is Chris Burkett's card. Call him. He's looking for a rock artist right now, and I'm sure he'll love to work with you. I'm like, what? That was easy. Right there, right time, right moment, bang.
Wow, but that's a little bit too easy. There had to be a whole lot more to it than that.
The best thing about Chris Burkett was when I called him the next day, he was like, I'm sorry, Sabrina, I am so tight. I'm like, but Chris, I know I just met you, but I really need to record something. He's like, you know what? I just saw something. Come tomorrow to my studio, 2 hours, and then we'll talk. I'm like, thank you, God.
Wow.
Bang!
So you must have whined very well in that phone call.
If you are nice to people in the industry, they will be nice to you.
I'm sure. I mean, it's the way it is in most areas. But, Chris Burkett is not your average producer. I mean, there's probably a lot of people here that do not know him. But in the music industry, he's very well known.
Yes.
So, I mean, that had to have meant a lot to you being produced just by him.
Actually, I didn't know he worked with Shania O'Connor and Buffy St. Marie and all those artists. Like, I had no idea,
Oh, when you started, you had no idea who you were dealing with?
I didn't know he worked with so many big artists. I didn't know he was as big as the guy was saying.
Wow.
To me. It was amazing.
And it had to make you feel good when you did find out.
Yes.
Well,
actually, when I met him, he was so sweet. Like, he's really kind to artists. Like, he wants the artist to be comfortable, to be creative, to sing what they want to sing. He doesn't want to, make you uncomfortable. Like, before I sang in the studio, he sat with me, asked me about my day, to make sure I was mentally okay, right? Because he doesn't want me to go there if I had a bad day. He wanted to make sure I was okay. And then he offered me coffee, but I said, I can't have caffeine. But because singing, it's not good to have caffeine or milk. So, but he made me so relaxed that when I got into the booth, I was like, wow, I'm going to rock this now. Like, he knew how to make me comfortable, to get me in my zone.
Well, great. Then I think we ought to let the fans hear what he made you comfortable with. What do you think?
Oh, all right.
I'll let you introduce it.
All right, guys. This is my song, The Front Line.
Gonna change my mind, baby, not this
Sabrina Fallah with Frontline. That was a single release back in, I believe it was 2015. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, we got another track coming up, but I want you to kind of talk about it. You and I know what's coming, so turn the mic to you.
For?
Ask.
Oh, Ask, right. Ask, I wrote it because I had a lot of people asking me for help in their lives, and I was always helping them with things. So I said, why not write a song about it? Because I know a lot of people in life are afraid to ask for help, and you shouldn't be afraid to ask. So I thought by writing a song, I hope the message would go out to help other people who are not able to come out for asking for help. So I also wrote the song because I wanted to tell my friends to go and ask for help with their parents as well, because they would always come to me and I'm like, I can help you so much. Maybe you should ask your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister. But I wrote this song a really, really long time ago.
Okay,
but I also remember I co-wrote this song too with somebody, I forgot where he's from, but he is around my area. But yeah, I'm really happy on how the song came out in the end.
Well, this song is part of your original EP release, am I correct?
Yes, the self-titled EP.
Okay, I've got some questions about that one as well, but we're going to play this track, Ask, and then we're going to come back to the story behind that first release.
You whom you hire on the verge of what you want to do. Your feet the fence they're on is new. Where do you land? Apprehension, not to mention you're a ball of nerves that can't relax. The fireworks way out of hand. Pace the floor, flip a coin, take a breath and see the signs over the rest of what you haven't done. Brace yourself, let it in, let it smash against your skin as you stand, waiting for the plan. Ask for help from more direction. The moon, the stars, a million questions, and ask for more, ask forgiveness, ask yourself if you're still in this. Coming in last, all you gotta do is ask. Coming in last, all you gotta do is ask. Frantic fluster on the bus, there's someone staring back. Irritation, aggravation in my head. Pins and needles, almost lethal, like a heart attack. When I crash, the cars that pass leave me for dead. Pace the floor, flip a coin, take a breath and see the signs over the rest of what you haven't done. Brace yourself, let it in, let it smash against your skin as you stand, waiting for the plan. Ask for help from more direction. The moon, the stars, a million questions, and ask for more, ask forgiveness, ask yourself All you gotta do is ask.
That was Asked by Sabrina Fallah. Okay, we're going to have Sabrina discuss that EP that's one of the tracks from. This is actually from her original first EP release. But before we get into the story of the EP itself, I want to talk about the producer of this EP.
All right.
I mean, when you talk about, and don't get me wrong, I'm not diminishing Chris Burkett by any chance, but Epps, of all people, Epps, I mean, how, well, number one, he's in the UK, and obviously
yes, he is.
it's a pretty good sized pond you got to jump across to get to him, but
yes.
but you know, the people that Epps worked with, how did you ever get hooked up with him?
I can tell you.
I'm waiting.
So I went to college a while ago. I think around 2009, 2010. I did the pre-music production program, and we had a producer course. So for that course, we spoke to producers every week, and they either came into the class or they called us on the phone to talk, or they called us via Skype, and Stuart Epps did it via Skype. But the funny thing is, I didn't know my teacher had him on video camera facing me in the class. So I was sitting in the corner, and I didn't know the laptop was facing my way of the classroom. So when Stuart was asking questions like, who sings? I raised my hand. Who plays an instrument? I raised my hand. Who writes music? I raised my hand. Who wants to do this professionally? I raised my hand. So I raised my hand for every single question he asked. And I'm sure he saw it.
Well, yeah,
And
because
then-
he couldn't see anybody but you.
And then out of the blue, he says to my teacher, Lou, who is that girl in the front row? And I'm like, oh my God, is he really asking that? I'm like, Lou, I think he means me. I'm in the front row. Because when he asked that was when I noticed the camera was on me.
Oops.
I'm like, oh God. I just felt something. And then the steward's like, can I talk to Sabrina? And I'm like, okay, there's like 40 people in this class. And Stewart is talking to me. I'm very nervous right now.
Did you know who he was at the time?
No, I didn't know how big he was. No. I was so freaked out that happened that day that I was going crazy because I thought everybody was going to hate me in the class after that day. Because of what happened, my mind was going nuts.
Maybe
And
before
at that
you
time,
maybe
in my
before
life,
you
I was
continue
very,
this, Sabrina.
very, very shy person.
Well, maybe
So-
before you continue this story, you need to tell the listeners who Stuart Epps represents.
Okay, Stuart Epps represents. He has recorded Elton John, Oasis, Twisted Sister. I think he has also worked with Bryan Adams. I think he's amazing, and he's such a nice guy. But what happened in the classroom? So I can't remember exactly what he told me, but all I remember is at the end of our conversation, he asked my teacher to give me his email to get in contact with him in front of the class, and that freaked me out.
So
And
now
then-
you're ostracized
and then
in front of your
teacher-
class.
And then my teacher at the end of the class said, guys, I told you, things can happen at the right time, at the right place. Maybe Sabrina just got her break. I'm like, did you just say that? Oh my God, my teacher just...
You know,
I
Sabrina,
remember that.
Sabrina,
But,
a break is getting to talk to the man. The man
but actually,
produced an
it
EP
went
for
pretty
you.
well, because I sent him some of my stuff and he liked it, and that's how everything went. I'm telling you, you never know where you're gonna be.
Well, one of the groups that you forgot to mention, and I'm an old school rocker, so I'm hurt that you didn't mention them. But to a lot of the people that listen to my shows, you left out Led Zeppelin, and
oh yes, I'm sorry.
Of all groups to leave out, that's
I'm
the most
sorry.
impressive
That's
out of the whole list.
The second one I mentioned.
No, it's to be produced. I'm sorry. I'm not a performer, so I'm not in the position that you would be in. But if I got to work with somebody that had worked with Led Zeppelin, I'd be in the Twilight Zone. I really would. I'll be honest with you. All right, let's go over to One Chance off that album, and then we'll come back to Sabrina.
All right.
Racing hard in class today when I see that smile come my way, and it's time for me with a concrete chin to get knocked down, get up again. I don't want to stay behind these walls. I don't want to wait for him to call me. I just want to take the time it takes to make him know. If only I had one chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see. You and I will always have one more chance and one more laugh, one more smile that makes us sad. Days go by and 3 more weeks, and I'm stuck behind these memories. And it's hard for me to just let go, to just move on and start again. I don't want to stay behind these walls. I don't want to wait for him to call me. I just want to take the time it takes to make him know. If only I had one chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see. You and I will always have one more chance and one more laugh, one more smile that makes us. I want the world around me stop spinning around. All the lights around me fade and flickers out. If you say you need me, don't say it's over now. One chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see. You and I will always have one more chance. One chance to take me with you, one more chance to make me feel the way you make me feel. And every day I know that we'll be together. One chance is all I need, and one more chance to make you see that you and I will always have just one more chance. You and me. You and me. You and me. You and me.
Okay, that was One Chance from Sabrina Fallah's original EP released under her individual name, Sabrina Fallah.
Yeah, awesome.
People should buy that track or that EP just because of that name. You know that? I would. I'm
Honestly, I called it my name because I didn't know what to call it. Because it was the first record, I had the songs. I'm like, I don't know what to call it. I'll just put my name on it.
Well,
easy peasy.
It works, and everybody knows how to find it, right?
Oh yes, they just go to iTunes and put Sabrina Fallah, or they can put SabrinaFallah.com. It's all my social media is there.
Okay.
Or just put my name in Google.
Well, for those listening, through the website, all you have to do is go over to Sabrina's picture and click on it, and it'll take you right to her website.
Oh, look at that.
And then if it's not in that website, it's her fault, folks, not mine, because I gave you the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, if it's not there, there's a problem. It should be there.
Yeah, but at least it's not my problem.
No, it's not your problem. It's not my problem. It's the site's problem. Blame the site.
Well, your latest EP that was released recently was 2016, I believe.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'll tell you what. I enjoyed your first one, and I love Frontline. I think I might have mentioned, I don't know if I did it on the air or not, but Frontline was the first track that I'd heard of yours. And I was sold on you. I don't care if everything else you produced was a dud. I'd have listened to it just because of Frontline. But the title track of Kiss is a Killer trumped it, quite frankly. And,
Really?
I love all your music. I really do. Every
Thank
single
you.
track. But Kiss is a Killer just kind of put it right off the chart. But, there's, again, as I'm learning quickly by talking to you, there's a story behind the story.
Yes.
And I want to start with the producer of Kiss is a Killer. So I'm going to turn it over to you before we go to this track. And I want you to explain the next track is going to be the title track. So
Yeah, sure. Okay.
it's all yours.
So what happened is how I got that record recorded was I got the opportunity to go to Nashville February of 2016. February of 2016 for a couple of weeks to write. I got to perform in Nashville as well to record. So I got to work with really nice songwriters to co-write.
Before you go any further, did you feel out of place in Nashville?
I felt, because I was dealing with a lot at home with family and friends, a lot of problems. Going to Nashville, I felt I fit in because it's a music city, right? So everybody is in music. So I felt like I belonged there.
But 95% are country music.
I had no stress there, but I had stress at home. It was the perfect time for me to be in Nashville.
Just by being away.
Plus, there was a huge snowstorm in Canada, so I was glad I was in Nashville. I missed the storm.
The story behind the story, folks.
Yeah. So what happened is, how I got to Kent Wells is the person that I was talking to is by going to Nashville, got me in touch with Kent Wells, and he asked me, who are the artists you like, who inspires you, and I sent him some songs by Green Day, Bon Jovi, and Billy Idol, since my influences are male. But I do listen to female, but I'm really into male for vocals and edginess and the voice. I don't know, I always sang male songs to work on my voice. So Kent Wells is Dolly Parton's producer, bandmate. I saw a lot of her frames in the studio. I sang where Dolly Parton sang. And it's funny because I was the only unsigned rocker in that studio. Everybody else is a country singer.
I believe
so
that.
I'm going into Nashville, hey, and I'm like, I'm a rocker, and I'm a country guy. I'm like, cool. So and they were very welcoming. After a long day, they would give you food. And I remember the last day I did my voice recording, Kent gave me a whole box of pizza that wasn't eaten, and I'm like, really? Pizza? Oh my God, how did you know I love pizza? And that was the first time I tried Nashville pizza, because it's in the States, right? It's different. It was so good. I could have eaten the whole thing, but I shared it.
You were hungry, so it really didn't matter what it tasted like.
I was so hungry because I couldn't have any dairy, right? I'm like, I can have dairy now. I'm done my voice. So, yeah, it was great.
Wow.
Yeah, there were lots of laughs. But Kent knew how to get the voice out of me. He was teaching me how to do certain things, not to be afraid of pushing in certain areas. He also wanted me to be a bit sexy in the "Kiss Is a Killer" song. At the "This kiss is a killer."
Trust
that
me.
Part. He's like, I want you to be, romantic. So when I did it, he's like, where did that come from? I'm like, I don't know. I never knew I could do that. Like he was able to get it out of me to put it on the record. So every producer knows how to make an artist comfortable. And I think that's the most important thing. If they can't help an artist relax in the studio, they're not doing their job right.
Well,
because
when we talk about producers,
to make your bad day a good day.
Before you move on, when you're talking about producers, now you've had 3 that to say they are big name is probably the biggest understatement I've ever made on the radio. What was the best things you picked up from all 3?
Oh. The best thing, if I put it together.
No, individually, what did you pick up from each one that have made you what you are today?
Okay, I get it. Okay, for Stuart, I would say he let me listen to my tracks to make sure I liked it before he mixed and mastered them. Because once they're mixed and mastered, you can't go back into the studio to fix it. So that's the one thing I liked about him. He would not let me leave the studio unless I liked my product. So for him, I would say that's what I really liked from the first time working with Stuart. I really appreciated that from him.
But did that allow you to do that in the future with other producers? Did you have that opportunity to do that with future producers, or did you insist on it because of what you learned from him?
He was really the first producer I was really working with.
Okay.
At that time, I was lucky. But the thing is, they all did that for me. They all let me hear the product. So they were all very similar, very kind, very open, very comfortable. Like they all treated me the same. None of them made me tense. None of them made me angry. None of them made me uncomfortable. They treated me right in the studio.
Well, that sounds like a political answer to me. I'm sorry. But that's all right. I totally understand. Did you pick up anything else, though, other than being able to listen in the comfort? Did they... Well, I think you mentioned that Kent brought out the sexiness because of Kiss Is a Killer, which, believe me, I picked up on that real quick.
Yeah, no other producer was doing that because I don't think those songs needed it.
Oh, believe me.
It's interesting because Kent is like, you're talking about a guy who wants to kiss the girl, so aren't you going to try to be a bit sexy in the song? I'm like, yeah, because at that moment, I didn't think I had to do that, right? But he knew how to put the feel in the songs vocally. He had the image. He actually did the whole recording process a bit differently than the other producers. He tried to put the feel of my emotion in the voice to fit the lyrics that I'm singing. He really worked on me to make sure what I'm singing actually goes with the tone of my voice, that I am meaning it at the same time. That I'm not just singing what's on the paper. Mean it, feel it. You know, he was getting like I knew what the song was about and I sang it well, but he wanted me to sing it better than well, really well. He wanted to see if he could get more out of me.
Well,
because he was always saying, I know there is more in you, and I'm going to get it out of you.
Well, I want you to know how successful he was, because the first time I played Kiss is a Killer on the air, it was immediately after Madonna's Justify My Love.
Oh, cool.
And there was a reason that I did that. Because, I mean, you know, we may touch on this a little bit later, but I'm a firm believer that if an independent artist is good, it really doesn't matter that they're independent versus mainstream. I will mix them in, and it's up to the listener to decide who's who, and they're probably not going to be able to.
Right.
But we'll touch on that a little bit later, the differences between the independent and the mainstream, but I did want to mention that because you know, in all likelihood, nobody, when I played those two tracks back to back, nobody would have guessed that you were not mainstream. Because you slipped.
They wouldn't have, right.
No,
yeah.
You slipped right in behind that track, and it was just like, it was smooth transition. And, you know, it was the quality of, not only the quality of the production, but the quality of the music, the quality of the voice. It was all there. And, I mean, I love Frontline, but Kiss is a Killer is my personal favorite. So
the thing about my music is that when I first started with my music, I was very young when I recorded my self-titled EP.
You're young now. What are you talking about?
I released Frontline. So I was trying different things in the rock genre. So every song has a different feel to it. So if on different days, the different ways you're feeling, you're going to listen to a different song. So I don't like sounding the same in every music that I put out.
Well,
Some bands do that, but I don't want to sound the same like that. I want to sound different in every song.
Well, we mentioned Green Day a little while ago, and quite frankly, that's one of the things that I do not care about Green Day. I can listen to every track, and they all start basically the same. I feel like I'm listening to the same track. And you're nothing like that. That's another reason why I don't feel
but
that...
I'm going to defend Green Day in that thing. Honestly, I don't hear the same thing in every track that Green Day makes. I think every album has a different sound. If you hear American Idiot and go back to the earlier days, completely different. I am a huge Green Day fan, and I will defend them at every moment.
I found the button. I found the soft spot.
Yeah. So, I've heard people say, "Oh, American Idiot is their letdown record. They're sellouts." I've heard all that crap. Honestly, I think that is the record that got me into rock music. That is the record I heard. I'm like, I'm gonna be a rock singer. I'm gonna do punk rock. So, people don't understand that artists have to grow, and they might sound the same, but also they're influenced by the Beatles too. So they have a lot of Beatles influence. And what do you think the Beatles sounded the same in every song? Like, I don't think so.
No, they're quite a bit different. But you know, the last one, American Idiot, is totally different from all their other music to me.
Right.
And, that does not fall into the class that the other ones do to me. But, I mean, everybody has their own opinion, and I certainly respect yours. Who am I to say? You're the famous rock artist, not me.
Honestly, I listen to them so much that I don't hear the same. Like, I know bands that sound the same in every song, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to say it. But Green Day is one of the bands that I'm like, yes! Well, they don't sound the same in every song. I can listen to it I don't hear it. And I have every Green Day album. I've seen them live. I don't see any similarity. But that's just me.
Well, I'm going to bow to the expert.
Somebody else might be like, girl, you don't know what you're hearing. But yes, I do know what I'm hearing.
Well, I'm going to bow to the expert because obviously you're very good at what you do and you hear what is really there. Let's go on. I mean, I'm dying to hear this track. I'm sorry. I'm just chomping at the bit.
Yes,
so we're going to go straight to Kiss is a Killer now. And then we're going to come back to Sabrina with a couple of more tracks from her Kiss is a Killer EP. Here we go. Kiss is a Killer, Sabrina Fallah. And, you know, I was just telling Sabrina while that track was going on, I'm going to play it again, but I'm not going to have you guys do it. You could go back and play it again after you listen to the show, but I'm going to play it over and over tonight. I mean, I love that track.
It's going to be a Kiss is a Killer party.
Well, you know, like I was telling you, Sabrina, you're... a lot of your music actually goes out on mainstream radio, AM, FM, at least through our station. I don't know about others, because we have a number of our shows that do get picked up and simulcast on AM, FM. So, you know, we're doing what we can to get you out there, and we definitely think you deserve it.
Well, thank you. And I will definitely send you some of my new music when I have it recorded.
I certainly hope so. From what I understand, you have a lot more that you haven't told me about.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to announce my announcement?
Well, you could do that now, or you could talk about Paradise Comes with a Price. I mean, it's kind of...
Well, I think I want to talk about my announcement since I just said it.
Well, I think we should push it back just so I can be a jerk. Go ahead, dear.
Oh.
Go ahead. Let me hear your announcement.
Okay.
I mean, let everybody hear just in case.
Well, this might slap you.
If you come to Florida, you can slap away, dear.
Yeah, come to Florida, maybe.
You can hit me as often as you want.
Okay, so what I am allowed to announce now, I'm happy to announce that I am in negotiations with a label right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not going to ask you which one because you're probably not allowed to say.
My team says I can't announce it till I sign it.
Yeah, it's best that way. You know, I have mixed emotions about that.
I'm sure there's a lot of reasons for that. If I could, I would.
No, there's a lot of legal reasons why you don't want to do that, and I understand that, and I'm sure that the listeners do as well. And I have to admit, I'm a little bit jealous because I feel like I've kind of got you somewhat all on my own right now, but once you go to a label, I've lost you forever.
No, that's not true. Actually, I just want to tell you that one of my teammates actually knows about your station.
That's scary. And you still came on?
And they told me that they like your station. So I'm sure I'll be in touch with you for music. Yeah?
All right. Then we need to talk off the air about who this teammate is because that's kind of a scary thought that somebody else has heard of us. But
why is it? No, it's a.
You're in Canada.
It means your radio station is going out.
We're trying. We're doing our best. We're trying to spread the station out, but more importantly, we're trying to spread the artist out. And
that's good too.
And you know, like I said, we slipped you into AM FM, and you didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And you get paid for it.
What?
All right.
Finally.
There you go. We got Paradise Comes With a Price is the next track up. What's it
about?
Yeah, what's going on with that? I mean, that's kind of... I listened to the track, and you just need to explain it.
Okay, so Paradise Comes With a Price is about depression, and so I want to explain a bit of the story behind it, because just explaining the song is not going to explain how I got to the idea of the song. So when I was in Nashville, I co-wrote with the songwriter, and his name is Joe, and we wrote this song at 10 o'clock at night because he had to work all day, and then I could only write with him at night. So I would be in my PJ pants, and he'll be in his work outfit, and I'll be like cozy with a cookie. And I know I'm having cookie at night because I needed sugar, right, and some coffee to stay up and stuff. So it was nice. But
that's a good excuse for a cookie, too.
I know, and I'm like, Joe, what do we write about at 10 o'clock at night? Like, you know? And then I wanted to write about drugs and alcohol. And he's like, oh, come on, not that. I want to write about something sad. I'm like, how did you know I wanted to write about something sad? So then we thought about depression. But then I told him, because not too long ago, the Robin Williams, right? When he committed suicide.
Right.
So his story, I thought about him writing the song because a lot of people need help with depression. So I thought about what do I think he went through while he was having it. So I had him in my mind, but at the same time, I didn't want to write a song about depression. I wanted to write a song about helping people to deal with depression, not to let go. I want them to have hope. I want them to believe in themselves. You will get through it, but don't let go. Stay strong, because in the end, you will get through it. It might take a while, but you have to be strong and go get the help that you need. So, and also a few people, when I released that song, came to me and told me, Sabrina, the message in this song is so strong. So I'm happy that the message my songwriter and I put into the song actually helped people, because I did have some people come up to me and told me, this helped me today. Because I know a lot of people are dealing with depression and are not even saying it, but I know they are dealing with it. It's a cruel world out there, man. It's really, really, really bad out there.
Certainly is.
Sometimes as an artist, you need to put some messages out to help people. That's what I'm trying to do, help people through my music. If I go through something, I write about it. If my friends go through something, I write about it. So if my listeners are going through that, they can learn and heal from listening to the song. Because in the end, we have to be strong to face everything in our life. So, and nothing's easy. So
that's incredible. You know, the attitude, the way you approach things is just words can't describe, because it's not all about you. And too many artists, it's all about them. You know, I wrote this song, and you should love it because I wrote it, not because of what it's about. And
actually, I think that is wrong publicity. No offense.
Unfortunately,
you should
that's
never ever say
general.
that. You should always say, I wrote the song about this, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, there should always be a reason behind it. But you're right out there in front. So we're going to go over to Paradise Comes With a Price, and we'll come back to Sabrina right after.
Awesome.
All alone in your hotel room, bloodshot eyes looking to leave the gloom, climbing up that stairway where you can almost taste the sky, dropping through the atmosphere, asking yourself why through tears. That needle in your vein feels like ice. On a night like this, you don't think twice. Paradise comes with a price. Too hard to listen to advice. Your heart and mind stuck in a vice. Paradise comes with a price. When you come crashing down, you can't let go and touch the ground. Is that what you really want, to leave this world right now? So stuck in hopelessness, deep in your own darknesses, you push yourself to the edge. Leave that note behind on a ledge. Paradise comes with a price.
Paradise comes with a price. Sabrina Fallah. Well, we're on the tail side. I've got Sabrina on overtime, folks. So, this is costing me money. So we're going to let her talk about the next track, Hurt, and whatever she wants to discuss. Then I've got a couple of questions I want to ask. And then we're going to cut her loose because, in Canada, they go to bed early because, it's cold up there. And it's probably getting ready to snow. So they have to get their snow plows and snow shovels and snow blowers all tuned up.
Yes, no,
and from what I understand, I understand it was probably...
Halloween is coming, but first is Thanksgiving.
But you can't.
In October, so.
But you can't have Halloween if you don't have 2 foot of snow in Canada.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. Sometimes you'll be having frostbites during Halloween. So
no, you be having frostbite. We have sunburn.
You know what? I'm gonna send some cold weather to you because it's not fair. We can't suffer all the time.
Sabrina, I have been so nice to you through this whole interview, and you want to be mean to me like that. That hurt.
Hey,
that really hurt.
Do I have to bring the Green Day thing?
Oh, you're hard. You really are. Okay, it's on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the track Hurt.
Here's this, they're going to thank me for it.
Oh, geez. Here we go. Yeah, next thing I know, I'll be interviewing Green Day, and I have nobody to thank but you.
Yeah, I know. All right,
let's go to Hurt, and you tell me what prompted this track.
So Hurt is obviously about a friendship. So it's leading about a friend that I had that I was close to that I was having problems with, and obviously I had to walk away from the friendship because I couldn't deal it anymore. It wasn't working. I tried to fix everything. Nothing was working. So I said, sorry, I have to go. And I couldn't write the song at that time because it was too fresh and I couldn't focus. So 3 months later, I got the 3 months later, after the time I left my friend, I walked away. I went to Nashville, and then I got to write with Bill, and he co-wrote the Kiss is a Killer with me too. So I told him, I had a friend and a lot of things were happening, and there was no support there. I was always helping my friend, but I never got anything in return, right? You should always share things, be helpful to each other, not just help one person and forget about the other. So then this is a Bon Jovi influence song, and there's a bit of tint of country feel in it somewhere. People are saying it sounds a bit like country, a little bit. But so this song is about a friend that never cared for you, and all they cared was about themselves. And this song, I would say, is probably the most personal song I've ever written, that I actually wrote the truth on paper. Like, word by word is exactly how I felt in that moment. Like, I wasn't afraid to be like, I'm not going to share it. No, I'm going to share it because I wanted that person to know how I felt, but I didn't mention any names, obviously. But and I wanted people to know that if somebody's hurting you so badly and it's really killing you inside, it's okay to walk away. Because you should live your life free from stress and pain. You don't want to have that on you. Trust me, when you're with someone that doesn't really care for you as much, why do you want them in your life? There's no use for them. You tried so hard to keep them, but in the end, you're doing the job. Why should you do all the work? So I wrote this song for people to understand that it's okay to walk away. And you might regret it, you might not. But whatever, you don't want to live in pain and suffering and frustration and wondering why this happened.
Well, trust me,
and,
Sabrina.
And I just walked away. I just told my friend, I can't do this. I'm gone.
Well, trust me, Sabrina. What you were trying to convey definitely came across.
Sitting on this floor tonight, above the broken boulevard, teardrops falling, midnight calling, holding tight to this guitar. Can't stop thinking about all the things you did to me, trying to find a melody that doesn't sound like misery. Hurt, hurt, it's only a feeling. Hurt, hurt, the pain can start the healing in my soul. Such a hard four-letter word. No one deserves this kind of hurt. When I needed someone, you were never there. You had to star in your own show. You didn't care about what I wanted, but I'm finally letting go of the hurt, hurt, it's only a feeling. Hurt, hurt, the pain can start the healing in my soul. Such a hard four-letter word. No one deserves this kind of hurt. Since the day I said goodbye, I'm better off without you. Sometimes the truth can hurt, hurt, hurt. The pain can start the healing in my soul. Such a hard four-letter word. No one deserves this kind of hurt.
That was Hurt by Sabrina Fallah. Well, Sabrina, you know, it's been fantastic having you with us tonight. You know,
it's
you know,
I really enjoyed it because you asked me a lot of different questions. Like, there were actually new questions that you've asked me. So,
well, you know, I warned you ahead of time. I did warn you ahead of time that I would come off the wall with some things. And, you know, I certainly would not want to disappoint the woman that I think is one of the great female artists of the rock industry. So, you know, I hope I was able to stand up to that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we really, here at Tampa Bay FM, we really, really appreciate you joining us. You know, you've got your EP coming up. Or I'm sorry, not the EP, the label coming up. And I hope you keep us posted on that. We want to keep it.
I definitely will.
Well, we're going to definitely keep you and that label on the website. So as soon as that's signed, sealed, and delivered, let us know, and we will post it. And hey, you know, we will definitely support you any way we can. And
thank you.
You know, Sabrina, we love you to death as a person and as an artist. You know, you are fantastic.
Thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We had some, you know, about the Green Day thing, but that's Green Day, right? They're my hero. They're my influence. I love them to death. So anybody just so you know, you talk about Green Day a certain way, expect something defense, because I know a lot. I know a lot about them, and I know their history. I know everything. So
well,
Green Day's my life, man.
We're gonna turn you over to the Jets as a supporter, so that you can support the Jets the way you support Green Day, because it's only appropriate. They're both green, and well, the Jets are bad. The Green Day's good. They all sound the same. That's all. That's all right, all Sabrina. Right. I love you to death, dear, and I hope I'm just having a go at you. But I've really enjoyed having you on the show. I hope at some point here in the future you'll be back.
I would love to come back on.
I would love to have you.
I think it'll be great.
Once you become big and famous, you're doing all these tours and all this stuff, you probably will forget about Tampa Bay FM. But if you ever get near Florida, you let me know, because I'm going to come to the concert, and I expect free VIP tickets that I can get behind the scene and interview you in person.
Well, I just want to say that I'm not going to forget where I came from. So if what I'm trying to say is, no matter where I get in life, I will never forget all the help I got to get there. So I'm not going to forget you or anybody else. I'm going to stay in contact with as many people as I can, because everybody helped me in different ways. So why would I walk away? I'm not that type of person to say, thanks, see ya. I'm not like that.
Well, Sabrina, there's a lot of people that say that. You're one of the few that honestly believe it. Folks, I hope you'll definitely get onto iTunes and pick up her EPs. Both of them, the original one, Sabrina Fallah, and do not fail to pick up that last one, Kiss is a Killer, because if for nothing else, just play the first track over and over and over and over and over. And that's what I do. I've worn it out. And I've worn it out on digital. You tell me how to do that, but I managed to do that. So, Sabrina, we appreciate the hell out of you joining us here, and I'll look forward to hopefully joining up here with you again. When you're even more famous, and when you're making your world tour with your label, and I just wish nothing and absolutely nothing but the best for you and Green Day.
Thank you very much. and I just want to say something to the listeners out there, because I like to say this. Don't give up on your dreams. Work hard. Believe in yourself. Never give up. Be persistent. Don't listen to what people say. They're going to bring you down. They're going to say you can't do it. Go for it. Because you can succeed. Nothing is impossible. It's possible. So,
without a doubt.
Just go and live your dream. And it's going to happen right in front of you. But don't give up. You've got to stick to it.
All right. With that, we're going to cut Sabrina loose so she can go get a heavy blanket and get warmed up. And Sabrina, we love you to death.
It's really hot in the house. I need to get it colder.
Open the window. Well, Sabrina, we love you here at Tampa Bay FM, and we'll look forward to having you back real soon.
Definitely.
All right. Good night, dear.
Good night. Bye.